let's get out of industry stuff. Let's switch it over, y'all. Let's get out of here. Let's talk about...
for steak?
Let's do it. What are they doing over there? What are they doing over there in Enebuff? Initially, I was just going to upload my reaction straight up, but I kind of wanted to add some extra thoughts to it and stuff, so here I am to add to that. We reacted to the Xbox showcase, and I had said that, okay, if we're going to get a Persona 4 remake announcement, it's going to be at that Xbox showcase. I predicted that a while in advance, even before those reports came out, just saying. But Persona 4 Revival, okay, Persona 4 Remake, has been like the world's worst kept secret for the last several months. There's been whispers of it for a while, and then we got some pretty strong evidence that it was around the corner, and the announcement of it was imminent. During the Xbox showcase, I didn't have my camera on and I was like really sleepy and stuff. Initially I was like, oh, and they're not gonna see like my shock reaction when I finally see this thing. But Persona 4 Revival rolls up at this Xbox showcase and it's a 40-second trailer. Persona 4? Persona 4, here we go! Here we go, y'all! Wake up! Wake up! Let's go! World's worst kept secret! Yay! Yep, this, oh god. Oh, this is weird. How did we get here so fast? Revival! Wow, it's nothing. Okay, all right, people were guessing rerun or rewind. Wow, that was it? Oh my god, how reserved, how demure. Revival? I was hoping they would go for rewind. Or rerun. There it is, that's it. That's it. Confirmation, we know. Atlus, come on.
Always there.
You guys gotta treat shit with more pizzazz. No date. What the hell was that? It's like... He has those memes where it's just like something just flashes on the screen for like 2 seconds. In hindsight, and based off of just like the general reaction of it from people, it's been kind of a little bit of a mixed bag. I would say mostly positive, I guess, from folks who are not like in the weeds of things from the outside looking in. It's just like, oh, okay, cool, another Persona remake. And for people who are really in the thick of things, much to say, much to discuss. When it comes to just the marketing, we're talking just the marketing. So far, not impressed. The most like, here, have it, goddamn, get off my fucking lawn kind of trailer reveal. To the point where some people were convinced, and I'm here to entertain the idea maybe, because Persona 4 Revival was like one of the worst kept secrets, some people thought that like Atlus maybe kind of hastily scrambled this announcement together because that's why it shows so little. Because if we were to go back to Persona 3 Reload's reveal, assuming that Instagram didn't leak it in advance, if we compare those trailers, Persona 3 Reload showed a ton from the game, and the fact that when they officially announced it, the game was not far off from release. This is a much different situation. They showed so little to the point of detriment, I would say, because people kind of just took like the 3 seconds of like footage that we saw in-game and kind of just like went bananas with it and memed on it like crazy. But on top of that, no release date for this. So it showed very little. We have no release date, and it's like, why would you show this now clearly in a state that like, it's far off? What's the dealio? So that's why some people are suspicious that like, oh, did you like just throw this together because like everyone already knew it was a thing? So it's just like, here, take it. It's fucking real. You know, like there was no pizzazz behind this. And it literally says here in the corner, as you can see, early development content presented in this video is subject to change. Yeah, clearly. And the first thing I thought of when I saw this.
That's it? That's the last episode? That was just a bunch of cheap walk cycles!
That's what we got! I'm not here to just like, oh, let's take fucking 3 seconds of this game and then paint the whole remake as it's a wash, it's a bust, it's not worth caring about, or it's like, oh, Atlus dropped the ball again. I'm not gonna do that to the full game. I'm gonna do that to the marketing though, okay? If we're talking like strictly marketing to like get the word out. I think this trailer probably would have been better off if they didn't show the actual in-engine thing at all. In fact, let me just, for editing me, show a before and after of what the trailer could have looked like had we cut this out and it just went straight to the title. I do ultimately think that would have been better for the marketing as a teaser, because when you show people this kind of stuff that you can make fun of, it's just automatically off to a goofy start. It's not too late to change the name. Oh yeah, let's get into the name thing. We knew it was going to be some kind of TV related pun or reference or something like that. And initially the running theory was that it was going to either be Persona 4 Rerun or Rewind. Surprise, it was a secret third thing. Persona 4 Revival. I'm not crazy about it. Honestly, I don't think it's terrible. Why Revival and not Rerun? And apparently it has to do with some kind of translation catch. So why Persona 4 Revival? In TV, a revival is when a TV show returns to making new episodes after being off the air for a period of time. In Japan, it also frequently used as the word for rerun. Effectively, Persona 4 Revival in the Japanese form of Persona 4 Rerun. So I would have taken reboot. Reboot, yeah, I think it's because it has like a double meaning. There's a lot of things that they could have used for it. And Revival, again, is also a television reference too. It's like over there, it's the revival of the series or something like that. I've also heard reports allegedly, and if this ends up being true, I think it's gonna be really fucking funny. The Streets report that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 allegedly also has the subname Revival, because we still don't know the name for it. You know, there's Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth, and allegedly the third one was going to be Revival. Reunion, for anyone curious, was already used for Crisis Core and stuff. That's off the table. That was like the obvious one. But word on the street is Square Enix is like now starting to scramble because Final Fantasy VII Revival is also a possibility of it being the name. And we'll never know. That's the thing. We'll never know what the initial title was, if it was Revival and they change it, or if they're gonna stick to their guns, or it's a secret fucking third thing and they call it something else. But that's what I just heard. It's like the streets were saying that it's called Revival, and now it's like, oh fuck, now what? Anyway, but let's run it back. Another detail, you can see the Dojima residence here, vaguely off the TV and stuff. As you can see, some details to pick up from here is that the scooter for Golden, specifically a mechanic and like, you know, little, you know, side adventures and stuff. So based off of this image and the fact the scooter is here is an implication that Golden stuff will be in this remake, because a lot of people are curious, like, okay, are we remaking the original Persona 4? Are we remaking Golden content? Is it going to be like, is some of it going to be held off as DLC? We don't know. We have a template for what this is kind of going to look like because we have Reload right there to pull from. This is very much a game made in Unreal Engine and stuff, but it's like, here's 3 seconds of you running. And people have pretty thoroughly broken down this run animation. You could literally see his feet slipping on the floor as if he's gliding on it, which is like clearly still early development. And they have that disclaimer here, but again, people are superficial. They're gonna go off of what they have, in this case 3 seconds of you running, and they're gonna meme it to high health. It looks kind of silly. I won't say it looks like ass. I'm not gonna go that far. I do think like it's clearly still in development. But all the more reasons why they shouldn't have shown this is that it's still in development and people are gonna take it and run. The environments that they show here, like leading up to it, like this shit's cool. This is vibes. This is aura. Not showing too much, being like it's real. Here's Inaba glowed up. Like this is sufficient, but showing you running in it just looks silly. So, you know, we had things like this where it's just people going fucking crazy. Yeah, we got this one. This is what I contributed to the meme pool.
Let's go!
That's what we got! This shit threw me off so much because the environment is like the same and Yu is now in his regular height instead of the Chippity. He looks so fucking huge. I was gonna bring that up. So this is from Golden, you know, obviously a little more well-defined than the initial Persona 4. Compare and contrast. He looks fucking massive. The difference, he's so fucking big, you know? And that was the thing that immediately jumped out to people. It's just like, the perspective looks different. He's fucking huge. And I'm not sure if it's just because the camera angle or what. Big you coming your way. Chad you extreme. Incredibly minor nitpick, but the roads look too smooth. And so, oh, I agree. I mean, just like, it just looks like kind of flat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's like, it's so early. That's why I think it's like they shouldn't have showed this, because there's too much for people to pull apart, too many things for people to nitpick, and they'll run with it. It reminds me of the first P5 teaser, and that's not a good thing. Coming for PlayStation 3 in 2014. A little bit. At the very least, like, they have a blueprint for the game. It's no mystery, like, what Persona 4 Revival is probably going to be like. And also, like, what are they gonna do with, is there DLC planned? That's also gonna throw a wrench into things and stuff. Like, they either gotta communicate this stuff really efficiently, or just not show people shit that they can kind of take and run with and just, like, start spinning like crazy. Because, like, yeah, I don't blame people for saying this kind of looks, like, not great or, like, either thrown together or too early. Because it is. They had to put a disclaimer that it's too fucking early. It's like, well, why show it? So I have no doubt that it'll be enjoyable and good and stuff. Comparison is the theft of joy. Because I talked about this in my Persona 3 Reload video. We have the technology to compare these things directly. You know what I'm saying? Like, initially, people were already kind of going after this, being like, why is it so blue? It's really fucking blue compared to the original. We have direct compare and contrast. Like, we can see it. This kind of insight is enlightening, like being able to immediately see with like a third eye, like the third eye ultra view, as I like to call it. The catch is that, like, when you're actually playing the thing and you're experiencing the game like a normal gamer, you're not going to be playing these things synced up simultaneously and being able to see clear as day where the differences are and like what is technically like better or worse. You're going to play one before the other, and you're completely reliant on memory in the moment to be like, okay, this initially used to be like this, now it's like this. And so as long as it's similar enough and the vibes are there, that is sufficient for most people. In this case, yes, there will be differences. People will be happy to point them out. We will be able to compare and contrast all fucking day. But when you're playing the thing, are you having fun? Is it close enough to the vibes? Are you still getting like the nostalgic feeling? All of that, I'm sure it will deliver on. We'll have to wait and see though. It's very hard to judge this based off of the footage that we have. I just don't think they're off to a great start when it comes to setting the impression that this is gonna wow people because they got the fucking goofy ass U-run. Atlas has a giant uphill battle no matter what because gamers love to confuse how long a game has been rumored for and how long their eyes have been in the game development. So their eyes in this game has been in development for a few years now. And so yeah, we actually have no timeline for like how long this has been in development. The marketing of this is just different compared to Reload, which does signal to me that's just like, they just don't seem nearly as coordinated or like, it doesn't seem nearly as far along. And like, did they just throw this out there, just be like, here, damn, take it, okay? Like we know it got leaked everywhere, just like, fuck. It's real, leave us alone. You know, with marketing, we can obviously scrutinize this the high hell. Of course, the game will probably end up looking better. The marketing, I'm sure they will show more. The real question is, what are they changing? What are they doing with it? So here's a statement at the very least from the P Studio. We are very pleased to announce the release of Persona 4 Revival. We look forward to sharing even more information in due time. Persona 4 has spawned numerous spin-off works, including TV anime, Persona 4 Arena, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and is a special title that has been a part of Atlus for many years and holds personal place in my heart. We are currently working on this project with all of our passion and love. We are confident that this will be a fresh and surprising product for both newcomers and longtime fans, and we look forward to sharing it with you all. Additionally, we are actively preparing for the future development of the Persona series as a studio. So this is like the biggest reference to Persona 6 we're gonna get until God knows when. We are working hard to meet the expectations of fans around the world, and our work is progressing well. Please stay tuned for more updates. We look forward to your continued support of the Persona series. The one line of like, what do you mean by that? Is we are confident that this will be a fresh and surprising product for both newcomers and longtime fans, and we look forward to sharing it with you. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I'm kind of in the boat that Persona 4 doesn't really need a remake right now as it stands. There's not really an appetite for it. The fact that Golden, at the very least, is still readily available for people and, you know, has the experience preserved. It's a good version of the game versus like Persona 5 and Reload. It's just not visually on par, but like everything else is like Persona 4 Golden is still an excellent game that I would highly recommend. And if you haven't played before, you should play it. So yeah, because I'm in the boat of, I don't think Persona 4 particularly needs a remake. Go crazy. Go crazy, go stupid. If anything, the more different, the better. Because I feel like this thing needs to justify itself, and the best way to justify it is to differentiate. And in this case, like, I don't view Persona 4 as a sacred text or product. It is something that has already changed based off of the original to Golden and stuff. And so, fuck it. Go crazy, go stupid. Change some shit. There's some stuff that they could easily adjust in there to make a certain character's story arc a little more satisfying, opportunity to add some more fun things. You know, like, Persona 4 is a game that, you know, has already had stuff that's been changed and added to it. Let's go a step further. Let's do it again. And let's justify this thing, make it different, and let's see how it holds up compared to everything else. Oh my god, if they gave Funky Student a social link, holy shit. Funky Student getting a social link would be excellent, actually. Let's make it happen. Give Teddy more dresses. There we go. That's the change that we can want. The fact that they are implying that shit's going to be different and it's going to be a fresh thing is like, okay, I think that's the best way they could go about it. I mean, the biggest one, when it comes to Yosuke specifically, if they kind of go all in, is to make it a little at the end, as it should be, just because they already kind of had the trajectory for his character arc to go there, and then they pulled back at the last second. And it's just something that would make the most sense of the entire fucking world. Obviously, there's a lot of discourse around Persona 4. Not even like really comes to like the quality of the game. Most people can agree that Persona 4 is a really fun game, and there's a lot to love about it and stuff. A lot of the discourse comes around disagreements on how certain character arcs end up kind of revealing themselves and stuff like that. I don't want to spoil too much just for people who have not played Persona 4 and stuff, but you know what I'm referring to. They are characters that have a lot of potential to have different interpretations of where their arcs can go. Of course, they end up going a certain way, you know, some stuff that people just disagree with. And I understand people's disappointment with some of the characters of like where they kind of set things up to go and where they end up landing near the end and stuff. And like, again, I'm more of a fuck it, change it, you know, as long as you feel like it's stronger or better or serves the character in a more genuine way. Go for it. That's the thing. It's like, this is all subjective. I'm not here to say like what is or isn't a good version of these characters, of like what they should have been versus what their stories end up being. Because as their original stories are, that is relatable to some people, you know, and to say that like it's a form of representation, it's not the form of representation, if that makes sense. I get it. I'm just one of those people where it's like, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of really strong potential in Persona 4 to kind of go all in and to be a little bold, a little brash, especially because I don't particularly think this remake is all that warranted. Go bananas, all right? And based off of what they're implying here, it's like we are confident that this will be a fresh and surprising product for both newcomers and longtime fans, and we look forward to sharing it with you all. Fresh? I like fresh. Let's go with it. The weird part is that they dub Yosuke's lines saying he likes you in English, and then he just cuts it and make it a social link field. That's what I'm saying, is that they already set it up. Just go all in. Be brave. That's all I'm asking. Atlus, be brave. Be brave. This game is going to be called woke garbage no matter what, all right? Give people what they want, though. And here's the thing. They've gotten better with this stuff. I will give them credit. If you guys are curious about my current thoughts, at least, like, the most recent example, a new thing from Atlus, or new-ish, was Catherine Full Body. And, like, I have conflicting feelings on it and stuff, but what that game signaled to me the most, they have understood, like, okay, like, we have to be more genuine about this. We can't write these people off as a joke and stuff. There's an earnest attempt on behalf of Atlus to actually talk about this stuff genuinely and giving it the proper care that it deserves. An attempt, mind you. They are getting better with it. They're getting better, they're getting wiser, and all people want is for it to be treated with the same authenticity and genuine love and care as everything else in the game, because they bring up these ideas, so just lean in. Atlus is the, well, grandpa of gaming. They're trying, kinda, yeah. Because it's Persona and stuff. It's like, that's why there's always such a big clamor on, it's like, let's have a gay option, let's have a gay option, because it's like, there's always something in a Persona game that's kind of like a little taboo-y, or just straight up a taboo that would normally like land someone in jail. And it's like, okay, we can have that, but like we can't have boys kissing. You know, these are supposed to be slice of life simulators to an extent. Persona is not a series afraid to dabble in more mature topics, which is all the reason why, like, when they avoid gay stuff at all costs, it's just weird, because like, why are you so sheepish around this but not anything, but nothing else? People have a legitimate reason to ask for these things because the game itself brings these themes up. And then when it doesn't really do much with it or gets sheepish at the last second, it's disappointing. That's why people want it so badly. I think Persona 4, at least when it comes to Yosuke specifically, it would be better for it if they leaned in and they went all in and they didn't get scared, you know? And especially now, really no matter what this fucking game does, it's probably gonna get called woke either way, so just lean in. All the more reasons why the idea of this remake is kind of exciting, because it's like, all right, let's see where these changes go. Will it be for better or for worse? I don't know. Does P4 have any problematic romance options? Kinda. Depends on who you ask. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's not as bad as Persona 5. I'll say that. It's not as bad as Persona 5. It's Persona. Again, you know, this is a series that has there's a lot of love, a lot of joy, and then there's always that really weird factor of just like, why is this in here? It's the weird shit of Persona, and I always hate talking about it because it is fucking uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. I think it's true. It serves very little to the experience at large. I think it's a detriment overall. It's the fact that you like can't talk about taboo things. It's just this insistence on having some kind of weird ass age gap no matter what. Rather be the girl looks really fucking young or you're dating a MILF for your teacher. There's this insistence of it. Can we please get out of this? Because it really is always a blight to talk about. Talking about Persona just automatically gets fucking weird and fishy and unfun to talk about because it's like, well, why is this here? If Metaphor was an example of Atlus's thoughts about politics, then surely they could lean in on being woke. That's what I'm saying. I think I can speak for most people when I say that people would be a little happier to see like a gay couple, an age-appropriate gay couple versus whatever the fuck's going on here with this age gap MILF nonsense. I think that's just a little more digestible. I don't know about you. Clearly I'm biased. I'm happy to own that. I'm biased in that case. I just think in current year, if you're gonna have to pick one or the other, yeah, maybe you should just have gay people in your game instead of like the fucking MILF age gap relationship that could land you in jail. I swear, if we get something, it's gonna be the monkey paw. It's like in Persona 6 or something. Like if we get something gay and it's like a 40-year-old dude, I'm gonna lose it. It's like, Atlas is like, but we gave you a gay option. Immediate jail relationship, teenager dating a 40-year-old, something like that. Yeah, that is a possibility. That is a possibility. So does that mean P6 next year? I can't even comment on P6 at this point, you know? I mean, word on the street is, kind of alluded to it here, is that like, and additionally, we are actively preparing for the future development of the Persona series as a studio. That can only mean P6. I don't know if like P6 is being worked on in the back or what, but like why Persona 4 remake first and not P6 first? Because I need to remind people, Persona 5 turns 10 years old September of next year. It came out in Japan in September of 2016, as it'll be 10 years old next year. So, you know, there's a demand for P6, understandably. Allegedly, because they've kind of moved studios around a little bit, they've moved leadership positions over at Atlus, because they said that this was the case for Reload. Persona 3 Reload was kind of there to like train the team with Unreal to get familiar with those tools. And I can only imagine that Persona 4 Revival is just an extension of that process where they're just using these remakes, you know, because they have a blueprint for what the game is, and they're just using them as a means of training the team to get comfortable with Unreal Engine so that they can later use those skills to make a Persona 6 the grand game that we expect it to be, right? And if that's the case, sure. It's just like people are getting eager, like myself. Like, it's been a hot minute. We have milked Persona 5 to hell and back. You know, it's been some quality milk in there. I love Strikers and stuff. Metaphor existing obviously is a great, I guess, break from the Persona drought, but Metaphor is its own thing. Like, yes, it's Persona core to an extent, but Metaphor is just a different game, and it has a completely different, like, MO, and it's not Persona. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was a really good entry, a strong entry. The Atlas can make something kind of different and still succeed, but at the end of the day, people want P6.
So fuck Persona 2.
Yeah, kinda. I don't know if they'll ever remake Persona 1 and 2. And I mean, here's the thing, keep clamoring for it. Atlus pays attention to these things, at least when it comes to like public outcry. And maybe they will, like, lest we forget, like, you know, we have Raito Remaster is coming out within a few days and stuff. They might just eventually get to it. It might just be further on the list. Because at least when it comes to like commercial success, Atlus is in the business of obviously making money. And if they're going to fund remakes of things that are not nearly as commercially popular, it's best to remake the thing that is currently commercially popular so that you can later use that money to fund the thing that is not nearly as popular. I hate to be like, it's a popularity contest, y'all, but it is. More people know Personas 3, 4, and 5 than they do 1 and 2. That's just the reality of things. Not to say that like it could never be remade or remastered, but like clearly Atlus is working their way down the list because Raito is just getting his remaster and they have to eventually work their way up to Digital Devil Saga. Fingers crossed. I'm still out here, Atlus. I'll help you promote it, okay? Maybe after they're done with Digital Devil Saga, then the people who are currently making the remasters will jump on Persona 1 and 2. They're working their way down the list. They can't release all of these things all at once. And so, you know, yeah, they're in the interest of making money first. Really, the big thing is that this is far off. Also, no Switch 2 off of this list, too. We have Xbox and we have PlayStation 5 and Steam, but no Switch 2 indicator. Maybe that's subject to change. I don't know. No Switch indicator really just means nothing, to be fair, since Nintendo loves to keep those a secret if they plan to appear in Direct or some reason. So they did the same with P3P, P4G, and P5. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this could be a temporary thing for now, especially like with what we know about Sega and their multi-platform releases and stuff. I think it's a safe bet to say that Switch 2 is still on the table. Maybe it won't release at the same time, but I absolutely think it will come on the Switch 2 at some point. So it's clearly still in development. And so off to a rocky start when it comes to the marketing and for the first impression it's giving, at least to super fans who are paying attention. But it has served its purpose to get the word out that yes, Persona 4 is getting a remake, Persona 4 Revival. For folks who have never played Persona 4 before, maybe this will be an on-rant for you. Although, again, if you're listening to me now, I can just say, play Persona 4 Golden. If you want to feel like just jump in on this now. Golden's an excellent game. It just looks like a PS2 game, but with like the PC glow up and stuff, it's still very vibrant, very pretty. So yeah, that kind of wraps up my feelings on how are we feeling? What's the vibe right now? Worried, concerned, need to see more, need to know more before you like write off entirely. I'm in the I need to see and know more because like right now, not impressed with that trailer. More dumbfounded and confused. And I get why people are memeing on it, but I'm more curious to see like what they're going to change and will they be bold and brash? I hope they are. I hope they are to justify this thing. Be bold and brash. Feeling meh. That's valid. What's the vibe? Currently unimpressed. Okay. Need to see more, but optimistic. Okay. I mean, like, if their track record is anything to go off of, I'm not too worried about it. I just do think this marketing is really rough. It's the concept of a trailer.